What's happening, people, and welcome to the Rambling Dad podcast. And I am joined by Paul Ditch from the Bloody Good Show. How's it going, brother? You good?
I'm all right, mate. To be fair, I've watched a couple of your episodes, a couple of your podcasts.
Have you? Yeah.
And yeah, one or two. You always ask your guest what's happening. So I'm going to start by changing it up a bit and say, what's happening with you, brother?
Fuck all, mate. Just been working today. Came home, just sat for 2 hours and recorded an interview with Joffrey Holton, and it went brilliantly. You know what I mean? Two hours of open full conversation. I know, mate. Sitting waiting on me getting off there.
Yeah, I shaved my head.
Yeah, you're not. I know. Yeah, trimmed your beard. Fucking mustache is all curled out, looking lovely. Yeah, all good.
Mate, I've got the best mustache in the game. Like,
mate, you even put on some fresh clothes as well. Yeah, you only look like half a homeless man today.
Oh, cheers, bro.
No worries, mate. No worries. Right, fucking. Anyway, enough about me. Everyone knows that I'm always chatting shit. Yeah, I mean.
God, yeah.
Tell me about you. Tell me about the Bloody Good Show.
The Bloody Good Show. What is there to say? I've been thinking about this over the last couple of days, actually. Thinking of ways to describe it. And the best way I can think of is I say to people who don't understand sort of what it's about, I tend to say, right, so you go to Spotify. You can see it just above my head, actually, the logo. You go to Spotify and you find a song that you really like. Say, for example, it's like music or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you find Jordan has got this single out that's country music style. But
you know me too well.
Like you're listening to this song and you're like, oh, I want to listen to more like music that's this sort of style. But from different artists, like people that are unknown and people that are super, super famous. And so the Bloody Good Show is the playlist of said thing. So people who want to see MMA content, they go to the Bloody Good Show, and we've got stuff like yourself, podcasters. We've got fighters on there with their vlogs and stuff, YouTube channels.
You know what, mate? Let's give the people that watch and not just listen a little bit of a visual to go along with this. Why the fuck not?
Cool.
You know what I mean? So obviously we're going to cover this card a little bit. Let me just jump over here and change from one page to the other. Bang. Here you go, mate.
Look, that is beautiful, isn't it?
Lovely. Fucking lovely. Look at the size of that roster. It's like a Sunday Times that. You know what I mean? It's fucking huge.
Yeah, so okay, so you're looking at that roster there. My side, sort of like the back end of the website, it's actually it's 5 creators larger than that, because I'm lining up people on the podcast, on the website. So that's actually something that I wanted to say to you on this episode.
Right, okay.
So world exclusive. It's not world exclusive because I said it in the chat.
I've not reached the world yet.
Ola's, on Ola's live that you were supposed to be on, but you're too busy.
Oh, so you've already given somebody else the scoop. I see how it is, mate. I see how it is.
But
shout out to the Fight Week show. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, big time. So there's extra scoop. So the initial bit of scoop is that the next content creator to be put onto the Bloody Good Show is the one and only Smiling Sam Alvey.
Fucking incredible.
How awesome's that?
That is amazing. You know what I mean? One of the nicest guys going. Did you see his Karate Combat debut, mate? Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mega.
Retires from the UFC, walks into Karate Combat and just goes, fucking sit down. You wouldn't even say fucking sit down because he's a very, very polite man. He's probably smiling at him, apologising whilst he absolutely rattled him across the jaw.
In our chats on Instagram and stuff, he's been like most unbelievably polite person I've ever spoken to. He calls me sir and stuff like that. And of course, like it's reflected in my... Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's not the only bit of exclusive breaking news that I wanted to tell you. My second piece is
okay.
Obviously
Come at me,
speaking to
bro.
this extremely, I'm coming for you. This extremely polite gentleman said, I messaged him just before coming on this, and I said, here's the link to your page on the website. Have a look through it, see if you think it's cool and stuff. Once you've had a look at it, I'll probably be on a podcast called Rambling Dad. And I mentioned to him that your page is going up on the website. And I'm sure he would love to have you on the show.
No,
and just before I came on, I'll just get the message up now. He sent me a message, didn't say anything about his page, just said, tell him whenever he wants, I'm happy to be there. So
what a man. Both of you.
Got you another
Appreciate
guest.
it, mate. Sam Alvey.
No worries, mate.
I can't wait to speak to you, mate. You're a fucking legend. Or should I say, sorry, mate, keep it respectable. You're an absolute legend. All due respect, your career was phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, and mate, I can't wait to speak to that man. Cheers, mate. Honestly, made up with that. If my daughter wasn't sleeping, I'd be screaming. Put it that way.
Well, you can organise it for a time where you can scream, and then get him on the podcast, and I think that'd be cool.
Probably when I get off this, I'll grab a pillow and just scream into the pillow. A big yeah.
Done that a few times, haven't you?
Once or twice.
I didn't think it was that kind of podcast.
So when's Sam getting added to the page then?
As soon as I get off recording with you.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I mean, what time are we on already? That's obviously my bad. That, yeah, I mean, at 11:48. Fucking hell. Like, that interview with Joffrey just kept going and going. 2 hours on the mic, 30 minutes off the mic. Meanwhile, my mate Paul's sitting here. Where's my invite link? I'm an actor.
It's probably a good thing. You say this all the time.
I love it.
Ben Kingsley, is it?
Yeah, in Iron Man
He's
2.
Brilliant in that film.
It's fucking amazing, mate. That's one of my favourite scenes ever. I swear to God.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's honestly, I know we're here to talk about MMA, but film-wise, for me, that is one of the biggest shock moments in any movie I've ever seen. It's like, oh my God, like he's British.
Yeah. Was not expecting that at all.
He's not
sitting there with his feet up, drinking a fucking can of beer. Yeah, mate.
A couple of yells.
It's not real. I'm the Mandarin. That is fucking incredible, man.
Right. Anyway, is there anything else you want to know about the website, or what?
Yeah, tell me, mate. Tell me what did the idea even come from? Yeah, I mean, so obviously you reached out to me when you first had the idea as well, mate. I've had this idea. This is what I want to do with it, and this is kind of where I want to go with it. I was going to say
you could probably add to this, like in the inception of the idea. I went through my main man Jordan.
That's me.
I wasn't
if anybody was wondering.
Yeah, this is it. Sorry, I went through my main man, the Rambling Dad, and just to make sure that I wasn't having like a really stupid idea.
You came to the wrong fucking person for that, mate. I am full of stupid ideas.
Yeah, and you fully supported my stupid idea.
Yeah.
I sort of it must have been about 5-6 weeks ago. I was just thinking to myself, like, I've had my own podcast, which the Bloody Good Show. No one will know about this, but the Bloody Good Show about 4 or 5 years ago was a podcast about MMA. Myself and my best mate Gus, we started this podcast. We had no idea what we were talking about. We'd never trained anything. We'd never. Thanks for the expansion. We'd never the only knowledge of MMA at that point that I had was having, if that was about 4 years ago, probably about 5 or 6 years of watching the UFC every single weekend in the UK at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So obviously I felt like I knew everything there is to know about fighting. So that went on for about 5 or 6 months. At that point, I was sort of starting jumping on MMA Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it kind of started growing and it started getting its legs. And then I signed up to do a charity MMA fight because I thought, I can't sit here talking about this stuff, and yet never having stepped foot in the cage. So I was like, just do it. So I did that, made a big deal about that.
Was it one of those charity fights where like they give you a camp for 8 weeks and you sign up to it and they put on the promotion and the production and So I've got a mate that does that, but he's done it with boxing, and now he's boxing all the time.
Right.
He's like actually just fighting on cards now. Like, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, I know a couple of people have done the boxing. The boxing seems to be more popular than the MMA, but I think with the growth of the sport, I think the popularity of people wanting to get involved. Like I was talking to, who was I talking to? I was talking to Aaron Abbey the other day. You know, the guy was you two are trying to link up with.
Giving him a shout when I get back from Paris, actually. So
awesome. I think that'd be a really cool interview because he's. Well, I won't go into details. I won't spoil anything, but anyone who knows Aaron Abbey knows he's a proper sound guy. But
he seems down to earth as anything. I'm sure we're going to get along with.
Yeah, he runs a sort of an MMA promotion, and he was telling me about how on Saturdays they have sort of the adults fight, and then on Sunday they have kids fight. And I thought to myself, kids fighting, that's crazy. I remember like 4 or 5 years ago when there's a suggestion of like in Thailand or something, somewhere like that, they had kids fighting and it was like an abomination. Now I've got this pro fighter telling me that as part of the promotion that he runs, they've got kids fights and like they've got a full stacked card of like 8, 9, 10-year-olds.
Is it no head kick shit?
So it's
no head kicks, no punches, or is it full contact?
I think so. Yeah,
headgear.
I think
on,
so. Or... And I think it's. I'll have to double check. I don't want to speak out of turn, but he told me there is certain rules they put in place to keep it safe enough. So, for example, there's no submissions below the waist or something, just to save from nasty injuries.
No mad
and stuff.
heel hooks or anything, so like rip somebody's knee out or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not scored on knockouts and stuff like that. It's scored on technique. So the better technique you show, the more likely you are to win. So, so no, like the progression of MMA throughout even my tenure of being a fan, 10 years, whatever, just seems crazy. And then you sort of start thinking about this power slap and stuff. And I still don't get it. I don't get it. But could it be the same as when MMA started getting big and UFC started blowing up and stuff like that?
Yeah, and everybody was looking at it going, what is horrible. This?
Yeah, therefore. So yeah, we'll see.
There we go.
I just absolutely mad rant. I don't even know what I was talking about. What was the question?
You talking about Aaron AB and you, so the charity fight is where you started going into it because I said talk to me about where you got the idea for.
Oh yeah, talking about
the Bloody Good show.
So yeah,
to bring one of us is paying attention anyway. Okay.
Yeah, good job. So then obviously we had like the pandemic and stuff. And I just stopped doing the podcast. my mate Gus, he was like less interested in watching the sport now. So I was like, right, just forget about the podcast. And then a couple of months ago, I realised that I still got the website running, the bloodygoodshow.info, and I was like I'm paying for it. So for 4 years, I've been paying for this website to be up,
and never fucking
so why not
used
make
it
use
in
of it?
4 years. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. It's like, why not use it instead of just cancelling the contract that I've got with the website builder? Just use it and see where we can go with it. Obviously, I've got the domain, the Bloody Good Show. So I was like, what else could I go to? Like, could I have a website for butchers? It doesn't really seem that cool.
The Bloody Good Show.
What else could I do?
British agriculture.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought, yeah, right. I do this MMA based that can have the name The Bloody Good Show. Well, it was already a podcast. Why don't I get podcasts on the site and just promote them? Don't ask for any fees or anything. Just be like, right, this is my next way of getting involved again with the MMA community. So then I messaged you, didn't I? And I was like, is this a good idea?
In other words, I was the guinea pig, folks. I was the test. I was the mouse in the lab that he was jabbing me with random things and seeing if it worked, seeing if it didn't. And it's flown, fucking absolutely flown since there. Like, we had it up a minute ago looking at that roster, mate. It's fucking unbelievable. Like, all the people that we've reached out to, like, and that have agreed to jump on, and how much it's growing and how many eyes are getting on it. Like that post you put out today, like the fucking numbers that you're getting on it, are absolutely fucking unbelievable. You know what I mean?
Stupid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I never imagined, like, we've spoken about this a couple of times, like, especially this week, because I've got a lot going on now. I can't say too much about what's going on. But I've got a few things that are in the pipeline that are huge, actually. Probably, I probably go so far as to say, like, I felt this last week that my entire 10-year of being a fan of MMA has built up to this. Like, this is the moment. I'm like,
sorry to interrupt, but Joffrey, speaking to Joffrey about manifestation and what was the other thing? So, like, the laws of attraction and all the rest of it. And he was saying, do you believe in this kind of stuff? And I was like, yeah and no. And I believe it's consistency and hard work and obviously going for something. But it also can be that I said to him, I'm one of these guys that looks at things from all sorts of different angles, more of a devil's advocate. Is that a bottle of fucking Prime? Don't you dirty bastard. Get that off my fucking... Mate. Yeah.
No,
listen. Do you know what happens there? Boop. Do that again. Swear to God, do that again. That's what happens when you fucking drink. I learned that trick off Ola. He done that the other day. No way you drinking that, you fucking scumbag.
I'm not. Mate, trying to get a deal. Sponsorship,
I don't want a deal.
Okay,
don't get me wrong. Them two are fucking geniuses, but you put that down and you get yourself a nice glass of tap water, like a proper northern lad that you're supposed to fucking be.
Glass of tap water.
Nice glass of tap water, mate.
Yeah, no, it's actually just like squashing it. But
that's all you need. That's all you need. Chester Council, get on me.
I think I've met.
Shit. So yeah, anyway, back to what we were saying before you fucking jumped in with that. So yeah, manifestation, all the rest of it, and like we say, shit's gone wild, but we've literally, like, the two of us have not fucking stopped, mate. I honestly don't even know how I'm fitting most of this into a day. You know what I mean? Like, both of us have got fucking full-time jobs. Like, you've got a missus, you've got other responsibilities, you've now got this website that you're running, you've got other things in the pipeline. You know what I mean? And it's just like, wow. But we're both
you've
that
got a kid
bought
in the mix as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, we're both that bought in. We're both fucking loving it to the point where it's like becoming obsessive. You know what I mean? And that was what Joffrey was talking about with the power of manifestation and the laws of attraction and everything. Of if you want it, you'll get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Big time. My bosses at work are mad into manifestation, seeing things and going for it and knowing that you already own that thing. And like even talking to them about the sort of stuff that I'm getting involved in now, they're mad keen for it to happen, and they'll do anything to sort of support me in that movement towards that sort of stuff. So I definitely, I'm 100% certain that this time next year, I won't be working for anyone else. I'll be my own guy, and with all these things that's going, that's what's going to keep me afloat. Basically,
that's the dream, innit? That's what you want to fucking get to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah,
it's kind of like that thing. You leave school. What do I want to do, and where do I want to go? And everyone's like, "I'll do something that you enjoy and get a job that you love." Sometimes you know what I mean. I'm 32, and I've only just figured out, mate, this is it. This, like, sitting there doing this, chatting to people, fucking like-minded people, hearing some stories like the fuck.
Change back because it might sound, unless that sounds all right.
Yeah, that sounds sound. Yeah, brilliant. Right,
okay?
I'll cut that out anyway. Fucking yeah, cut most of that out. We're good.
That's all right. And we're back.
So
welcome to the Rambling Dad podcast.
Yeah, boom. Thanks for having me, mate.
It's all right. Tell me about this site that you've just set up.
No, fuck off. So yeah, it goes back to being a kid, not knowing what you wanted to fucking do, and like I said, just got to fucking 32, and I'm just like, this is it. This is what I want to do. This is what I really enjoy. Like-minded people. Oh, Jack, that was it. Fucking Tanked Up podcast. Most people might be like, oh,
are you only 32?
I'm only 32. How old are you, mate? 40.
You little bastard.
You little bastard. 36. 34.
Yeah, I'm 34. I'm nearly 35. My
Nearly
birthday's
35.
on bonfire night. So
if
there's anyone in the States,
remember.
watch it. Yeah. Anyone in the States won't know what that is, but
is that not a thing in the States? Like,
no, got a couple of
32 and I'm learning new things every day.
Yeah. But it's a British thing, isn't it? Guy Fawkes.
Is it? Oh, I suppose Guy Fawkes,
yeah,
who tried to blow up fucking, yeah. I suppose never actually thought of that aspect of it. They'll have like their fucking Salem and everything though, yeah. I mean, that's Halloween, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the rest of the witchy shit. Stop fucking, I'm supposed to be the rambling dad, not you. Shut up. Stay on track.
What's it when you're not a dad? I'm the rambling dog dad.
Yeah, dog dad, yeah. I'm one of them as well. I don't know. No, you can't really see him, but he's actually fucking spread out right there. And there's a darker patch. You might see the light grey on the couch. That's the dog spread right out there.
I've
so yeah,
I've
Jack
to
Shaw,
send mine
Tanks Up podcast. Oh, you sent yours up to bed.
Yeah, yeah.
Stop them from crying. But yeah, some people might be thinking, oh, you only just put that in your story just to fucking promote the video or whatever. But that's a genuine story. That was a genuine, heartfelt power couple that, mate, the way they came across to begin with, I was laughing my head off. And then they started getting into it a little bit deeper. And obviously, it's probably since I'm having my own kid, I'm a big soft shit at most things these days. It's fucking crazy. And when they started talking about obviously going to the beach and him sitting there and looking at his son and stuff like that, whilst they were going down, and he would obviously used to take him over the rocks, and mate, it fucking had me a bit. And I just put myself in that position and just thought about what they must be going through. And I fucking crumbled. Mate. Even the dog jumped up and licked my hand because he knew I was upset. You know what I mean? Whilst I was walking along, the dog jumped up and gave me a lick. He was like, "You all right, you?" I was like, "Oh, fucking tell me, mate, isn't it?"
Crazy, like.
And then
crazy,
straight back into laughing again. And the two of them take it, I wouldn't say lightly, you know what I mean? But from the outside looking in the stride.
Take it in the stride.
Yeah. Like, fucking incredible. Absolutely incredible story.
Yeah. I have to say about that episode in particular as well. My commendations to Jack Shaw as well. He's so good in those types of interviews, it's really odd because you see an MMA fighter and you think, oh, these big brutish guys that have got no emotion. You see like Sean Strickland, and then you're like, oh, that's what every MMA fighter is like. But it's not really the case, especially not anymore. And yeah, I think Jack Shaw in that episode specifically was so good, and like I say, he works the two guests, Steph and Mark. He doesn't work them, but he like responds to them like incredibly well with such like the sympathy, and you can hear the empathy behind what he's saying when he says it, and he knows when not to speak as well. So
that conversation can put a lot of people in an awkward, or not awkward position, as in like you're making them feel weird, but not know how to respond. You know what I mean? Not know how to deliver it in that kind of way. And it was nailed.
Yeah.
Even when Joe 100%. Jumped in as well. Yeah. I mean, he was asking great questions too. Like
Joe's hell of a nice guy as well. I've been speaking to him quite a lot as well, and he's just started. I don't think he's just started it, but he's just transitioned from working for someone else to full-time working or running his own business.
Right. Okay.
So that's called Real Media Market. It's either Real Marketing and Media or Real Media and Marketing.
Don't fuck it up, mate. Just butchered that.
Just cut one of them. Just look.
Yeah.
Have a look on his Instagram, and then
right, mate. I'll take the wing gear. Like Joe, mate. All the best for that. Yeah, I mean,
nice one, Joe.
Yeah.
Christ. But yeah, he's a super nice guy, and me and him have got quite a lot in common, well, anyway, and stuff. So we've been chatting quite a lot, and some of the stuff that I've got going on, I've been messaging him over and saying, I can't tell you what's going on, but like I'm manifesting all this stuff and it's happening. And some of it was inspired by your story of like starting like in a job, and now you're running your own business. And he said, I'm just on the first rung of my experience, and maybe in 6 months to a year's time, it's you inspiring me to go even further and stuff. So I like people that are like, you're very similar. Like you'll do what you can to help other people to get to where they want to go, and magnetize yourself to people that like automatically like give you that same energy back. I think it's a cool trait to have.
I think it's what more people, again, I was just speaking to Joffrey about this as well. It's about surrounding yourself with the right people in it. And again, I spoke to Joffrey about this. Coming from the northwest of England, mate, you get a lot of negativity when it comes to things like doing things of, shut up, nah, you're not going to do that. Shut up, nah, you never be able to do that. Or what have you done with that before? What have you done with this before? Nothing yet. So where do you think you're going to go with it? Don't be silly. You know what I mean? Get a job, do whatever it is that you fucking need to do. Like, shut up. But I think surrounding yourself with like-minded people of, yeah, mate, you want to do that? Fucking go for it. I'll support you 100%. I'll back you 100%. What can I do for you? You know what I mean? If you need out, just give me a shout.
Speaking of shouts, I'll have to also hear, she'll kill me if I don't, I have to give a shout out to my own mother as well, because she was very much she's like
funding this entire thing.
Oh yeah, mummy's money. No.
Mummy.
To be fair, she has supported me in everything that I've tried to do, whether she thinks it's ridiculous or not. But yeah, fair play to the woman. She like when I was a kid, I was like always playing up and acting, and she was like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "Oh, I want to be an actor." And she was like, "All right, fine. What can I do to help you to do that?" And then went through that. Like I've done all sorts in my life, but the one consistent has always been my mother. So fair play to her. Hell of a woman. So maybe
shout
we get
out to
her
Paul's
on.
mum.
Shout out Jane.
Jane, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, like I completely agree with you. Like there's so many people that can pull you down, and people that hate success in other people. And I think it's just about magnetizing yourself to people that like striving for their own success, also happy to see other people succeed.
Sorry, mate, just letting the dog out for a piss.
so I've seen Gaspar, mate, and I know what the crack is.
Yeah. Now he's just standing staring at me going, I've gone and done a piss. So it's awfully almighty at this time, isn't it? Just going to the beach. I'll be back in a minute.
I've actually got my pump cover over it just in case.
Yeah, nice, mate, nice. But yeah, 100% surrounded. Mate, because it's in my suitcase because I'm going to Paris tomorrow. You know what I mean? I've got to wrap it.
Oh yeah,
got to wrap it elsewhere.
I've seen that.
Beans on toast and fucking Arnold Almighty. That's all I've packed. I'm not even joking, mate. That's all I've fucking packed. For anybody who doesn't know what Beans on Toast is, he's a British folk singer and he's fucking incredible, mate. He's all about peace, love, trees, fucking everything that you want. He's got some phenomenal fucking albums out there. He releases an album every single year. I've been following him for the last 10 years. Me, my uncle, and my cousin probably do his fucking head in, but he's sound as anything. He's always fucking, he'll always stop, he'll always chat, he always recognizes us, and he always says hello. You know what I mean? He's brilliant.
Do you remember the first time me and you met face to face?
Slightly, mate. I was a bit drunk, and so were you. I remember walking out of the toilet in UFC London in March earlier this year, walking across the foyer, yeah, I mean, standing next to it was either the merch stand or it was the bar. I can't remember, one of them. And I walked
in between the toilets and the bar.
Yeah. And you looked at you and you looked at me, and I was just like, oh, and then we just kind of ran up to each other and said hello.
Yeah, let's get a quick picture. Oh, let's go back and watch the fights. But yeah, the only reason I've put that up is because I'm pretty sure you were wearing a Beans on Toast top that day. I'll have to double check that.
I think I was, mate. I think I might have been.
Yeah, I remember seeing you wearing a Beans on Toast, and I was like,
no. I was wearing I was wearing a UFC t-shirt. My first UFC event, I put a UFC t-shirt on. It was a white UFC t-shirt I was wearing. But
I seen something.
July, I was wearing the Beans on Toast hoodie, and you might have seen pictures from Tenacious D when I was there in June, maybe a bit earlier. Yeah. I think it was June. I wore a Beans on Toast top to Tenacious D.
I've defo seen you wearing Beans on Toast stuff loads, and I was like,
I'm always wearing it.
Your man's got a problem because like no one loves Beans on Toast that much.
I know, yeah. But do you know how many people comment on that t-shirt when I'm walking around the street? Yeah. I swear to God, I was walking down the street the other day, and this girl turns to her dad. She goes, "He's got Beans on Toast on his top." Mate, everybody looks at it. I swear to God, it's fucking funny.
That's class.
It's just a conversation starter, isn't it? Beans on Toast. Yeah, British. I tell everybody about him. Everybody that I fucking meet, I'm like, yeah, check out Beans on Toast. He's fucking ace.
To be fair, same happens with when I'm wearing this stuff.
Yeah, that almighty gear is fucking excellent though, isn't it? It's comfy as out.
Yeah, they're like, what's almighty mean? I was like, well, if you don't know, let me educate you.
Yeah. Sit down, son. Have you got 5 minutes?
Yeah. I've rarely had experiences where people have like sort of known what I'm wearing, but I think one time I was in work and I was wearing it's either UFC top or like a tatami top. Well, no one knows who I am. So basically I'm in an escape room and I design escape rooms and stuff. So that'll probably add a bit of context to the story. So I was letting the out of the room at the end. And they were like,
yeah, good. I'm glad you added that context, because if you were about to tell people listening, so I'll let this guy out of the room at the end. So like, what?
Yeah.
You're holding people hostage?
I locked this guy in a room for an hour.
And gave him puzzles. Like I was fucking, what's his name? I was Saw.
Yeah.
You want to play a game? Fucking.
You want to play a game? Yeah, that's probably the best comparison, to be fair. But yeah, I let this guy out of the room, and he was like, "Oh my God, are you the murderer?" And I was like, "No, I'm just the guy that's been running your game." I'm like, "I can be if you want." And he was like, "Oh, well, you're wearing that top, so I think you could take all 5 of us." And I was like, I'm shit.
You think because I've got a UFC top on that I train MMA and I could beat everybody up?
I train UFC, but not MMA.
Yeah, I train UFC, bro. UFC 4.
Have you seen the gameplay from UFC 5?
Yeah, looks fucking mad, doesn't it? Like the real life damage or real time damage, whatever they're calling it, looks pretty fucking interesting to see what they're going to be doing with that.
So
transitional wise on the ground
of like extras and stuff, but like I've also seen clips where it's like almost identical to UFC 4.
Yeah.
They
never. It's EA, mate, isn't it? It's EA. They never develop much. Look at FIFA. They release FIFA every fucking year with a new game dynamic. You get on it, it's exactly the same. Except from this year, you can score easier from crossing the ball, and then you can just fucking sweaty in it and passing it across the box. They just slightly change little things, and they've introduced a frostbite system, so it's going to look incredible. Whether the gameplay is going to be incredible will be another fucking thing.
Obviously, that's really something I can't talk to you about because I'm far from a football fan, I'm afraid. I know it'll pain you, not as much as it'll pain Ola, but
yeah, not as much as it pains Ola and some of the other boys. But nah, I was massive football fan when I was younger, but by the time I got to like 11, 12, I started getting into skateboarding and fucking MMA and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not. I don't watch it. I'll watch a game every now and again.
Yeah,
if the international football's on, I'll watch a few of them games or whatever. But no.
Same with rugby. I watch international football and international rugby. My last experience of football and live football was when I think you'd probably someone will be able to research this and find the actual date. But it was I've grown up in Harrogate. My closest big team was Leeds United.
You've got that bottled water coming from Harrogate, haven't you? Yeah, I mean that's probably the most famous thing Harrogate's known for.
And Betty's Tea Rooms.
And now the Bloody Good Show. Who?
And now Betty's Tea Rooms. Never heard of it.
Nah, mate, it's not that famous, is it?
Right. Someone comment is like, educate this man. It's like world famous.
Betty's world famous tea rooms.
Betty's Tea Rooms, yeah.
Nah, mate, I love a good cup of tea as well. Never heard of it in me puff.
Right, mate, you need to get yourself to Harrogate. Say to someone, where can I get a good cup of tea? And they'll be like, Betty's Tea Rooms, obviously. Or the Yorkshire Tea Factory.
Yeah, Yorkshire Tea's all right.
Yeah. But yeah, football. Obviously, growing up in Harrogate, closest big team was Leeds United. Everyone hates Leeds, but I didn't know that at the time. And one of my friend's dads was a stocker, and he managed to get us awesome tickets to a Leeds game. And I think it was Leeds-Liverpool, and it was the game where Viduka scored a hat trick against Liverpool. And it was, for some reason, like, was pretty much the only football game that I'd ever been to. But like most football fans that I speak to that were like sort of growing up around that time were like, oh yeah, I remember that game. Like, everyone was talking about that game. I'm like, well, I was there. It's quite good.
It was
only
quite
other
good.
football experience. Yeah, it was quite good. Quite a nice experience.
It was PE at school.
Yeah, I've only got two other anecdotes about football. The first one is, or at least the second one, is I've actually met and been to the house of the current England manager. Many years ago. Yeah, many years ago, my stepdad was a chauffeur for the FA, and he came back one day. He'd driven someone from the airport, and then we were going to go for a day at the races. So we got in the car, and he was like, I just need to go to this person's house because his wife's just had a baby and he's flown back. And I drove him straight to the hospital, and now he'll be back from the hospital. Well, he's still got all the stuff in the boot of the car. So we pulled up to this massive house, sorry, am I boring you? He pulled up
just a little bit, mate. Nah, sorry. Being awake.
Pulled up to the massive. Yeah, same. I've been preparing for this podcast since bloody 10 o'clock this morning.
I know, mate. I know.
Yeah, we pulled up this massive drive, and out comes from the door Gareth Southgate. I'm like, no, this is what was happening. And then my third anecdote also relates to the UFC. So I think we're going to have to do a second episode at some point, aren't we? Where, like, I talk about UFC anecdotes. I'll give you this one, and then we'll talk about this weekend's card.
Cool.
So for probably what's dubbed the best UFC London in history, last year in March, I managed to get tickets, didn't think too much of it. And then Jai Herbert did a competition to win VIP after party with Jai, who unfortunately, if you remember rightly, he didn't actually make it to the after party. So there was supposed to be Jai, there was Jack Shaw there was Paddy, and there was Molly. And then I didn't know who else was going to be there. And I won 2 tickets. So me and my cousin went, and we're walking around. There's all these celebrities. I'm buying, I think I bought 10 shots of tequila for Jack Shaw and his mates.
Jesus Christ.
I was in like Chasing Status, did like a DJ set just for these 60, 70 people that were there.
Fucking man.
And then I was hanging with Paddy and stuff. It was wicked. Mason Jones was there. I was talking to him quite a bit. And then I was like, oh, I need a piss. So I went to the toilet, and I stood in the urinal in the queue to get there. And I looked to my left, I was like, and this guy looked at me and just like smiled. And I was like, I know who you are. I was like, I'll let you go for a wee, and then we'll have a photo. And I was stood in the toilets next to Wayne Rooney.
And you leaned in and said, I know who you are.
Yeah, no. So that was before we had the wee. And then I think I was absolutely trashed. We both ended up actually having a wee.
I can see
at the
you
same
doing
time.
that now. We didn't go, I know who you are. That's fucking incredible. Wayne Rooney standing there going, yeah, fucking hope you do it all, you dickhead.
Yeah, you best have.
Fucking hell. I know, yeah.
But yeah, we ended up having an actual wee together. And obviously me, absolutely off my head, I looked over and I was like, looking. Bloody hell, it's massive, isn't it? And then he was just like, you're a dickhead. Walked out the toilet, so I was like, can I have a photo now? And then that was just it. I was like chilling with Wayne Rooney.
Fucking madness. Yeah. Absolute madness.
Yeah,
that's your free experiences of football. Yeah, that last one was a bit fucking wild, wasn't it? Fucking hell, mate. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, mate. We've been going for 45 minutes. Good. I didn't expect it to go this long, but I think definitely
we're chatting shit for 45 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, does it feel like longer?
No, it just doesn't feel like we've been doing it for 45. It's fucking 20. That's what I was saying to Joffy as well, mate. Like when we got near the he was like, yeah, I've been talking for an hour and a half now. I was like, have we fucked? Like, did not. That's why I'm called the rambling dad. You just fucking chat shit for absolute days, mate.
What time are you shooting off tomorrow to Paris?
Well, I'm actually not driving to Paris tomorrow, so I need to leave here, go to Gretna and get my sister, drive down to Warrington, staying at my mum's for a couple of hours, and then we'll get up 4 a.m, drive down to Folkestone, get on the fucking Eurotunnel. It takes about 35 minutes to Calais, and then 3 hours to Paris from there.
Although I presume this episode is going to go out on Friday.
Tomorrow.
So Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so technically you are going to Paris tomorrow.
It's already Friday, so today. So yeah, technically I am going to Paris tomorrow. You're the douchebag. Yeah, mate. It's not tomorrow until I've slept. I'm one of those people.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
tomorrow until I've
100%.
gone to bed. Even 6 a.m. in the
Defo.
morning. It's not tomorrow. I'm not been to bed yet.
Yeah, the fight card still hasn't finished.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, fight card's not finished. It's Saturday night. Shut up. It's not the
Go
early
back to
hours
bed.
of Sunday morning. I know. Yeah. But anyway, right. Let's
Right.
fucking stop dilly dallying and let's
wanna do
fucking get
some-
into this card. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll have a
some
little. We'll just
stuff.
do main card. We won't go into prelims because it's fucking 12:30 at night already. My fucking daughter's probably gonna wake up at any moment. But we'll fucking jump over there. We'll get on this. I'll get off this silly website. Oh wait, do you know what else I'm actually gonna need to do? There we go. Shit, what's the button again? Yeah, I'm still learning this, folks. Oh wait, no, I've put me up. There we go. Told you I'm still learning the buttons, folks. There we go. Sorted. Fucking getting there. Got hotkeys for getting on different fucking screens. Let me see. What does? Yeah, that one looks cool. What's that one? Shift and F6. What does that one do? Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, that's cool.
Keeping
That's
this
cool.
in.
I like that. Yeah, I'm keeping all of this in. This is all production masterclass, isn't it? There we go. Right. So we've got UFC Fight Night, Fiziev versus Gamrot. Mate, was it UFC Vegas 79? I think it is. And it is the 18th consecutive week of fights. Did you know that?
I knew there was a big run. I thought there was going to be.
Sure it's been, mate.
Oh shit!
And there's more coming. It's not over yet.
10. No. So what's
Sure,
this one?
18.
So we've got this one this weekend. What's next weekend? Oh, let's not even talk about. Oh yeah, it's
there we go. There we go.
Weekend.
There's it, Dawson and Green. That's a banger, actually. Yeah, Grant Dawson versus Bobby Green, mate. Fucking yes. Yeah. Then we've got Youssef versus. But you see, Barboza, mate. Barboza's shredded. And then obviously we've got UFC 294, October 21st. Do you know what? I think Ola will probably end up saying to me, do you want to do a watch along? But I was thinking about setting up a watch along for that one. I think that'd be pretty cool. See if we can get on. Sit and fucking watch the fights, chat some shit. But yeah, anyway, mate, let's stick to the card we're here for. So yeah, Rafael Fiziev versus Mateusz Gamrot, mate. So we got Fiziev is ranked 6. He's obviously just come off his loss against Justin Gaethje in July.
Where's Rafa's hair gone?
What are you on about? Oh, it has gone on it. He shaved it. He's gone for a Yuri Prochaska. Just gone bump. Let's get that to fuck.
I think he's had a.
Yeah. You reckon?
Possibly.
You think he's had this all lined up, like?
Yeah, I don't want to say anything like that could be conceived as negative about anyone because you might.
I mean, well, yeah, but if you look at this, picture down here, it is a bit.
Yeah.
A bit thinning.
Not fuck.
He is, mate. He's fucking solid. Boom. Looks like somebody standing at the door of a nightclub. You're not going to fuck around with that, man. So yeah, eight wins by knockout, 1 win by submission, and 6 first round finishes. Like, what are you going to do with that? And obviously, his most recent fights, he was on a bit of a fucking tear, wasn't he? Before he came up against Justin Gaethje. Like, fucking look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was there more before it? Let's have a little scroll on down. Probably fucking won that one too. He's probably on a 5 or 6 fight win streak before against Justin Gaethje. And what a fight that was in July. It was fucking incredible.
Oh yeah, I hate seeing Mark Dickese like losing though. I've just as you've scrolled through his record, I was like, I've got Mark, and I was like, I like Mark.
Right, so what are we talking here? We got Gamrot. Let's have a little look. So it's like a striker versus a wrestler, really, isn't it? So it depends on how, and he's ranked 7, so it depends on how this fight's really going to play out. What's Gamrot's game plan going to be? Obviously, he had the win against Jalen Turner, lost against Darush, fucking beat Saryukin, which is a pretty good win because Saryukin's not a man to be fucked with either, to be honest. And he was on a bit of a tear before that.
I don't think he's lost to. Just scroll down again. What was it? Who's his lost to? Dariush. Yeah.
Dariush.
Lost to Dariush is something to be like. Oh, that's a massive sort of like downer on his record. It's Dariush.
No, not at all. Not at all. Fucking Beneil Dariush is an absolute fucking unit himself. Yeah, I mean, he's got a credible fucking career so far. Obviously, he lost in spectacular fashion against Charles Oliveira last time he was out. That's not what I want to be pushing. So let's fucking bump. Keep that back on there. So let's go back. So what's your thoughts on this one? Who are you thinking? How's it going to go? How's it going to play out?
I think
Fizzy's rapid when he comes off the bat.
I think Fiziev is going to be quick off the mark. I think he's going to get stuffed a couple of times, and then second round, I think he takes it. You
reckon? Yeah. So both of us. So we were talking about Rafael Fiziev. I don't know if you heard anything. My takes on it. I was saying that I think Rafael Fiziev is going to try and stuff Gamrot's takedowns. I think on the feet, Rafael's probably going to light him up a little bit, like you say, going into the second round. He does that feel it out process in the first round, and he takes his time, sees what he's going, tries to find his range, find his rhythm, and then he fucking jumps right in there. And then they both got knockout power, and obviously there's more of a submission threat from Gamrot, but I think Fiziev will probably play the leg kick game, probably keep him at range and try and stop him from going for them takedowns. Maybe work in some uppercuts or something and just try and make sure there's threats there so that Gamrot doesn't think about jumping in and doing it. So yeah, both of us, Rafael Fiziev on that one.
Yeah.
So before that, we've got Bryce Mitchell and fucking 50k Dan Ige, or as I like to call him, Dan Ige. My mate Dan Ige. It's a funny one, that, isn't it? I was like fucking Ige, but yeah, go on. Thoughts on this one, mate?
I think I'm gonna take Bryce Mitchell on this one, only because
really,
if you've seen this week, he's having a bit of a nightmare. So I think he's going in there with two of them, and he's going to get some sort of mental triangle or something going on there. I think he's there because have you seen about his ex-girlfriend or whatever?
Yeah, his ex turned up, fucked up his fucking farm or something like that. Like mental.
Yeah, I think he's ready to go. I think he's like,
right,
I'm going to kill someone. So, yeah.
Might as well make it 50k Dan Ige.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could play some. Could play a further effect on that. Depends on, like you say, you could make him angry, or it could maybe play into his mental game a bit too much, where he's thinking about that too much and not the fucking fight, and kind of underestimates it. Obviously, he got absolutely dominated by Ilya Poirier. But he'd beaten Barboza by decision before that. Yeah, I mean, he'd beaten Philly just before that one. He'd also beaten Rosa before that one. I can't remember what happened with this sales fight. He beat Moffitt. Like, he was on a bit of a tear until he came up against Ilya Poirier, and Ilya Poirier made light work of him on the ground and on the fucking feet.
But he's a monster, though, isn't he? So
he is a monster. Yeah, I'm not knocking him at all, mate. I really do like Bryce Mitchell, big fucking nasty man. I love his fucking camo shorts as well. They're incredible. But Dan Ige is also not somebody to be fucking sleeping on. You know what I mean? Ranked 12th, is obviously trying to get into the top 10. 5 wins by knockout, 5 wins by submission himself. Don't forget. You know what I mean? 6 first round finishes. He's looking at going in there and seeing what he can do on the ground too. And he is on a 2-fight win streak at the moment after beating Jackson and Nate the Train Landwehr. You know what I mean? He had the KO against Jackson and obviously the decision against Landwehr. And Nate the Train was running through fucking everybody too. So for him to get, I think he was actually the favourite to win that fight, and Dan Ige got the upset. So I wouldn't count him out.
Yeah, I'm by no means I'm counting him out. I think if he is going to win, he's going to have to knock Bryce Mitchell out. I think there's just something saying to me, Mitchell's going to just tear him up, I think, or do whatever he can do.
Yeah. So you're going with Mitchell?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the opposite. I'm going to go with 50k Dan Ige. Obviously, Mitchell's actually the favourite there at -205 and Ige plus 170. But yeah, I'm going with Ige for the upset on that one. But I'll need to wait and see.
I'll also just say, as we're making these picks and stuff, that I have only ever won one bet on a UFC fight night that's worth anything.
Really?
and that it was UFC London. Craig Paul. I had Craig Paul on. No, Paul Craig.
Craig Paul.
Craig Paul.
Yeah.
Why did I say that? Paul Craig as part of an accumulator.
Sounds like a musician.
Welcome to stage. Craig Paul.
Craig Paul.
Yeah, I had Paul Craig to win, and he got beat up by Ankalaev until the last second, and then he tapped, and that's the only time I've ever won money on the UFC. So
nice,
don't anyone take these picks as to be.
Oh yeah, don't take them seriously. Like, yeah, I mean, we're fucking two couch fans just chatting fucking shit and looking at it and thinking about whatever it is that we think we know. Yeah, I mean, as the Punch Drunk podcast says, fucking two dudes who know much less about fighting than they think they do. I think that applies to a lot of us, to be honest with you, a lot of fans.
100%.
So yeah, before that one, we have got Marina Rodriguez and Michelle Waterson Gomez, the Karate Hottie. I love the Karate Hottie, man. The content that she puts out is incredible too. But yeah, Michelle Waterson ranked 12th, Marina Rodriguez ranked number 8. Let's have a little clickety doo dah. So she's got 6 wins by knockout, 1 win by submission, and 4 first round finishes. If we have a little scroll on down, she's fucking lost her last. Lost her last 2 fights. What was she had a bit of a tear before that? Yeah, she had 4 fucking fight win streak. Came up against Lemos and lost, and then came up against Jan Daroba and lost that too.
Yeah.
But
also,
so she's
isn't Waterson on a bit of a skid as well?
Yeah. So let's go and have what did she win her last fight? She always her last fight. I know she's lost a couple. Fuck's sake, it does me nothing. There we go. 3 wins by knockout, 9 wins by submission, and 8 first round finishes. Because she was flying at one point, and then she kind of dipped and disappeared for a little while as well, didn't she? But she lost against Lemos too, and then Pinheiro. She lost against her. She also lost against Rodriguez. Fucking hell. So yeah, she'd beaten Hill. Fucking got beaten by Esparza.
Yeah.
Got beaten by Jacek. I can't pronounce her name, but I absolutely love her.
Carolina
yeah, I know it's Carolina, but I can't pronounce that fucking. Yeah, which is brilliant, mate. She's also fucking stunning.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody says I've had people slag me for it, mate. She is fucking hot. Anyway, let's get back to the fights. No, Karate Hottie would get it too, but respectfully.
Oh yeah, KK.
Yeah, mate. KK, fucking hell. So yeah, interesting one. Both coming off a couple of losses. Like you say, Waterson on a bit more of a skid. Both lost to Lemos, but Lemos is a fucking animal in her own right too. Tough one, but I think Marina Rodriguez is probably going to edge it. She's lost against her before.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a rematch.
Obviously, going to go against you on this one then.
You going for the Karate Hottie?
Yeah, I think her skills that she's shown in the past, obviously, like a bit of a skid, but I think there's something still in there that can pull it over the line. I think it's going to be a decision, but I think it's going to be a Karate Hottie decision.
Yeah, okay, nice. Get her back into the top 10 and then see where she can go from there.
100%.
Wicked. So before that one, we've got Brian Battle versus AJ Fletcher. Now this has got the makings to be a banger. Depends how it goes.
I was looking at this before, and I was looking at Brian Battle, and I was like, "Man, I recognise the name, but that face is not. There's something different about it." Yeah, he
had the long hair
super
before.
long, didn't it? Yeah.
Brian Pooh Bear Battle, mate. What a fucking name. 3 wins by knockout, 5 wins by submission, 3 first round finishes. And if we have a little scroll down, we'll check him out. So, won his last fight against Green. Fakhretdinov lost against him. If that's how you fucking say it. Again, welcome to the Butcher Show, folks. And then he beat Sato. So, and he wasn't, I was about to say, he was on a bit of a tear when he had the 3 fight win streak. Came up against this man who's an absolute fucking unit. Lost that fight. And then got his win against Green in the last one, which was the KO. In the first round, 14 seconds of the first round, is that? my eyesight's a bit poor to be seen down there. So this one could be a banger. It just depends on how AJ Fletcher is going to come out. So obviously AJ Fletcher is the underdog, the ghost. 4 wins by knockout, 4 wins by submission, and 6 first-round finishes for this man. And he is, again, Garimbo. When the fuck does that happen? That was this year, February 19th. Garimbo, how did he beat him? Submission? What did he do? Oh, that was Garimbo's debut fight as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Was it? I thought he won his debut.
I can't remember. I just know that it's like The Rock loves him, so.
Yeah, The Rock bought him a house.
Yeah.
Gave him the fucking keys and everything.
Yeah, like
Incredible.
when I was looking into the card earlier, like that jumped out at me. I was like, I don't remember that. But like I said earlier, I've watched pretty much every fight card.
I know, yeah.
Every
and when
week,
you've had 18 of the fucking things in a row,
yeah, and I just can't remember. Sometimes I don't even remember the main event, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes when I sit down to go and record a fucking post-fight podcast, I actually need to go back and watch the fights again if I haven't taken notes on the night that I'm watching it, because there's so much that goes on, and there can be one big fight and then the next fight's even bigger, and everything that you remembered about that last one goes out the fucking window when you just remember what you've just seen on that one.
That's what I found with doing a podcast as well. It's sort of not like, obviously you still have the enjoyment, but I found like I was concentrating so hard on every single fight, every movement, everything, and I sort of forgot that actually I'm a fan as well, and I can watch it as a fan, and I'll probably take more information in watching it as a fan. So
yeah,
but on this one, I'm going to go out there. I reckon short-haired Brian Battle is going to take this one.
Yeah, I reckon he's going to get a job done as well. It'll be a finish, KO, TKO, whatever it looks like. He's going to get the job done. Could even get a submission, but he's definitely going to get the fucking job done. I'm leaning in there with that one as well. So, starting off the cards, we've obviously got the main card. We've got Ricardo Ramos versus Charles Jourdain. Already, before we even get into it, I'm going Charles Jourdain, just for the namesake. But he's fucking incredible as well, to be honest with you. We'll have a little look over them anyway. I always say I always say back a Brazilian, you know what I mean? Because the motherfuckers usually always win. Ricardo Ramos, 4 wins by knockout, 7 wins by submission, and 8 first-round finishes. Coming in there, won his last fight against Chavez, lost. It's like a win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Yeah. Tukhugov, and then obviously fucking won against Algio, beat Murphy. Oh, fucking, when was that? 2020, mate. Again, you can just never remember these fights. I've got Fight Pass there. You need to go back and just start fucking rewatching.
I think that fight with Murphy was probably in the UK, wasn't it? I recall that fight in my head somewhere.
What was probably July? Yeah, 16th would have been.
What year?
That would have been 2020.
2020.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah.
No.
No,
can't have been.
That had been it'd been in
COVID.
the Apex, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would have been in the Apex or fucking Fight Island or something. Did they have Fight Island?
Although possibly, there's a high possibility that they were supposed to fight on the was it Edwards versus Tyron Woodley card that got cancelled. It was the first one that got cancelled for COVID.
Yeah.
Which I had tickets to. I was absolutely fuming.
Yeah, because the lockdowns came in February, March, around about that time.
Yeah.
April. Yeah, something like that. Around about that fucking time. We'll talk about COVID again. I was talking about COVID with Joffy as well. Fucking.
Oh God.
Go back. Boom. So yeah, Charles Jourdain. Obviously, 8 wins by knockout, 4 wins by submission, 4 first round finishes.
Nathaniel Wood, was it? No.
He had Kron Gracie, and he fucking dismantled that man across 3 rounds, from what I remember on that one. I do remember, because that was Kron Gracie's first fight back after about a fucking 2 or 3 year way out. Let me just click on that and fucking check on that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
2019 to 2023, 4 years, mate. Just under October to May, you know what I mean? But yeah, I fucking remember he had a big long way out. No, the best thing is, actually, I need to take a picture of this man and send it to my mate Aiden, because he's a fucking spitting image. That's actually insane. That's fucking incredible. So yeah, boom.
Yeah, I remember Cron Gracie coming back, and everyone was like, "Oh, a massive layoff," but it'd be getting. I was like, "Yeah, jiu-jitsu," and then it was just like he didn't do anything.
Didn't do shit. Yeah, I mean, he barely even tried to strike or anything with him. I mean, Jourdain absolutely smashed that one. That's another man that pushes out some content. So the Woody Good Show, Charles Jourdain, gives a shout, bro. Speak to my mate Paul.
We'll see what.
So yeah, he was on a fucking tear as well. But mate, a draw. Nobody likes a draw.
I was there for the Nathaniel Wood. In fact, I saw them both after the fight outside the fighter hotel, and they both had a little cuddle and then went their separate ways.
Was that Paris?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. So like just seeing them together, it's like a completely different world. Like out of the eyes of the fans and the cameras and stuff. They seem to just get on really well, and then to their after parties and stuff. But yeah, that was a hell of a fight. Such a great performance from Nathaniel Wood.
Yeah, it was.
And Charles was doing bits anyway. So if you can't tell, I'm going to take Charles for this one.
Yeah, I'm taking him as well. Charles Jourdain. So yeah, that's all of that. What have we got? Obviously, we're not going to cover this because it's fucking. Can't see the time because I made it full screen as we phone.
It's nearly 1 a.m.
5 to 1. Yeah, but let's just have a quick little scan over it. Mohammed Usman's coming back into it against Jake Collier, so that's gonna be a big heavyweight fucking bout.
Yeah, Hannah Goldie. Remember her getting spun by Molly. It was the second spin elbow thing, wasn't it?
Spin it. So nothing spectacular, but we'll see how it fucking plays out in the on the prelims. I probably won't even be watching this one because I'll be in Disney Paris. You know what I mean? So I'm going to try and get it on my phone. What time does it start at? 9 o'clock. So that'll be 10 o'clock. That'd be 10 o'clock in fucking Paris, won't it? Tim Means and Andre Fiallo was a banger of a fight. That's right, to be fair. And then Aguirre and Johns
is one of those guys who I've had
Tim Means business.
Random. Yeah, I've had a really random MMA Twitter interaction with him where he just liked one of my random tweets, not even including him in the tweet and stuff. Quite funny.
But yeah, decent card. Yeah, I mean, probably fucking a 7 out of 10. You know what I mean? Nothing.
I think it's definitely one of those ones where it's like, it kind of looks a little bit average. Apart from the main event, it looks a bit average.
And
but will
it's
be an absolute stormer. Yeah.
So what time's the main event start? Well, main card midnight. That's 1 in the morning. So there's no way I can stay up until fucking 3 in the morning watching that and then get up at fucking 6, 7 to head into the park all day and fucking walk around but I know, mate. Fucking hell, I'm going to be goosed, especially after driving all the way there as well. Let's bounce on back to this screen. Boom, wicked. Right, so that's us. Covered the card. Nothing spectacular from both of our MMA knowledge. It's good shooting the shit with you about it, though, mate. It's fucking good shooting the shit.
Yeah, mate. It's. I'll have to say thanks for me on. It's been a long time coming.
We spoke about it a couple of times.
It's a random thing where like I've not done anything like this for a long time, and I really hope everyone watching doesn't think I'm completely clean off it. But yeah, I definitely think that I've got loads of like little stories and anecdotes and things that I'd like to chat to you about.
Mate.
Sort of separately to like talking about a fight card as well, because as you can see there,
I say any time, but it's took us 5 months to get to this point, so any fucking time, mate. See you in 5 months.
It's mostly because I've been trying to get set up good enough, but I think I'm going to start turning this room that I'm in now into a bit more of an office, but specifically got, can you see him there?
Oh yeah, a little Hasbula there, mate.
I got him out ready.
Nice. So I've got my living room blurred background, as you can fucking see. I need to get my man cave sorted out. I need to go out and rip that shed apart and fucking redo it from the fucking ground up. I think. Well, not rebuild it completely, but get some fucking insulation in there. Get some new plywood on the walls and fucking paint it up a little bit. My mate Sean's meant to be coming and doing a fucking putting in some electric for me as well, so I can actually plug shit in and that in there. But that's going to take some time, but I'll fucking get to it.
I've got a garage here, which like the aesthetic of it is actually quite cool. Like it's still old and like it's got old gardening tools and stuff hanging in it.
Is that where you lock that guy in and let him out after an hour?
How did you know?
How did you know? But yeah, obviously,
I best go and take him a bowl of water, aren't I?
I think another time that we do this, we'll probably both be a bit more. You better. We'll both be a little bit more fucking energetic and probably talking a little bit louder, where we've not got fucking misses and dogs and fucking housemates and kids and all the rest of it sleeping upstairs, so we can have a little bit more fight energy about it. You know what I mean? Maybe even do a bigger card that pumps us both up. So, but yeah,
I'll probably get used to this, like the little delay between like you talking and then me talking, and then like I'll get used to it by then.
I've not even got a delay. I don't know what it's your shitty MacBook. That's what it is. Need to get yourself a PC, mate.
Oh right, yeah.
You're a shitty fucking MacBook. But yeah, anyway, people. So the
MacBook's enough.
Wait, don't point too hard, because your finger disappears. The Bloody Good Show.info. You can see it all on the top. Check it out, mate. That's got my fucking The Rambling Dad at the end of it anyway. So yeah, it's just The Rambling Dad podcast above you, mate. I don't know what layout it's put on your screen, but you've got the Spotify link above you, my Insta below you.
Yeah.
But yeah, let the people know where to find you. Fucking the man does YouTube videos. He's got some travel vlogs, mainly just pissing his missus off, to be honest with you. But
yeah, big time. You could probably find you can find my YouTube stuff. Life's a Ditch. Best place to find MMA sort of related stuff is on the website, Bloody Show info. Follow the Bloody Good Show on Instagram, Twitter. That's the main two places to go, but I'm focusing a bit more on Instagram at the minute. And the rest you can just try and find yourself. Just have a look, you'll find it.
Yeah, it's all there. The method's in the madness, mate. So yeah, thanks for jumping on, mate. It's been fucking good. And as he said, follow his shit, follow my shit. It's fucking labelled everywhere now. You can't miss it. You know what I mean? It's fucking all over the show. Yeah, bit of this, bit of that, bit of fucking almighty merch and all the rest of it. But yeah, make sure you go and check out the Bloody Good Show, people. And thank you very much, Paul, mate. That was sound. That had fun. Cheers.
Wicked.
Catch you. Peace.
What's going on, people? Arnold Allen here. Make sure you subscribe to the Rambling Dad podcast. Keep up to date with all his MMA content, fight breakdowns, interviews, and all that stuff. Give him a follow, give him a subscription, and